Hello to everybody out there. My name is Kate White, and I'm broadcasting this live from my office in Charlottesville, Virginia. And I am excited to talk about an upcoming series that I have happening in the online school, Prenatal and Perinatal Healing Online. And what I would like to do is describe what it is I'm offering. And it starts at the end of August, and it's called Birth Trauma and the Professional Care for the Staff. And I was very impressed by the work of Heidelais Alce and how she talked about caring for the staff in the NICU and what a big change that made in the actual running of the NICU and the experience of the families and the babies. And care for the staff is really important. And we know that also in pre and perinatal work, we have a saying called 2 layers of support. It was coined by Mary Jackson and Ray Castellino as they were developing ways to support births. And Ray began to support Mary Jackson as a home birth midwife, and she found that the births just went better. There were less transfers. And so they developed a way of looking at this as a blueprint for care. How can we support staff? So the upcoming series will talk about what we're finding now is that many birthing attendants or birth staff, not only are they carrying their own trauma from their own histories, they're carrying trauma from what they might see at birth, so their own experiences at these births. And they're carrying the weight and the heaviness of the COVID pandemic. So we're hoping to offer a nurturing and informational series to bring people together from diverse audiences that care for the reproductive age or the expecting family or the birthing family. And this includes psychologists, birthing professionals, lactation, obstetrical and other maternity professionals, pediatric, neonatal professionals, and therapists that all work with these birthing families. And we know that we are a layer of support. We're that energy in the space as well. And so I have a dynamic series of 5 speakers. The first one starts August 31st, and that's with myself and my partner, Lois Trezeis, who's a certified nurse midwife. And we're going to be talking about 2 layers of support, recognizing the need for trauma support for the birthing professional. And I'll be explaining our training and how we are tracking all kinds of things that happen in the space and some of the things that we've encountered with women. They do get better when they come to see us, often right away. And we want to talk about our model of care and just realizing that the staff play a huge role in how the space feels for birthing families and how can we better care for our staff, because we know that that's an element of success. The second speaker is Kathleen Kendall Tackett, who's been a partner with me in these birth series. This is our second Improving Birth Trauma series. And she's going to be talking about when helping hurts, secondary traumatic stress and moral injury among birth workers. And she's given this talk before, but she brings to it her analysis of birth trauma, but also just what happens for staff and how they can feel traumatized with all the things that they're witnessing and going through and what to do about it. A third speaker is our 2 speakers together, Mary Colarotis and Michael Trout. Mary and Michael wrote this amazing book called See Me as a Person. And it's about ways to really hold patients in the hospital system. It was for nurses, but it's just an amazing handbook. If you haven't read that book and you're a professional, I really highly recommend that book, especially if you work in medical settings. I asked them if they would be willing to do See Me as a Person for professionals, see professionals as people. With all the things I've heard from birthing families, it makes me truly wonder what happens for them in hospital, because I feel like things that they are doing and saying are a vector of trauma for the families that come to see me. And it just makes me wonder about them and their nervous systems. And I asked Mary and Michael if they would do a See Me as a Person for the professionals in hospitals. And they said yes, and they're talking about See Me as a Person, the importance of care and compassion for oneself and each other. And I have also invited Amber Price, who's the president of Santara Medical Center here in Virginia. And she's a nurse midwife, along with being I think a DNP, medical professional, and has run hospital systems and has written trauma-informed care chapters and books. And she's very passionate about this. And we've had discussions already about how can we really help our staff. And they go through so much there at hospital, all the things they have to deal with. And so she is talking about the impact of secondary and personal trauma on respectful maternity care. And then our final speaker will be Karen Strange, who will be talking about professional debriefing for traumatic birth events. It's called the Healing Sweet Spot. And I've talked a long time with Karen about how can we better support staff, and she does it by listening and helping debrief with professionals after difficult births. So I hope that you all come. We're going to have a panel talk at the end of all that, and have audiences ask questions more of our speakers. And this is my 6th transdisciplinary series in the online school. I hope you will also visit the school. I'll put the link in the comment section below. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you there.